Today we'll be taking a look at postmodern tribalism as a whole, and then breaking it down into a few main points. But first, let's hear what YouTube channel Unboring Learning has to say about postmodernism.
Well, what does that mean? Well, because if there is one thing that is confusing as hell, it is postmodernism. Because it's actually not even a philosophy, it's just a way of analyzing things. What it means is that postmodernism is a critique of what we assume to be real. Postmodernism argues that there's no absolute truth, and that the basic structures on which we've built our whole society are just social constructs.
The ultimate reality is any shared aspect of the group that is greater than the individual. If we were to look at the ultimate reality of Christianity, we could say that it is God. In comparison, the ultimate reality of a postmodern tribalist is the tribe that he or she belongs to. On a more in-depth level, the ultimate reality could also be the unifying factor or factors that bring the tribe together, not specifically the tribe as a whole. Postmodern tribalists would define being human in their own unique ways depending on what the tribe is that they associate themselves with. The basis of their definition would be associated with the morals and values instilled upon them by this tribe. These tribes can be categorized in an innumerable amount of things. Some major examples include race, religion, geographic location, sexual orientation, etc. A theory of action can be viewed as a set of underlying assumptions about how we plan to move our organization from its current state to its desired future. This organization might be society as a whole, the country, or even a college community. Many tribalists would have varying opinions, depending largely on the organization that they are associated with.
It's hard to say what exactly the morals are for a person with a postmodern tribalistic view, because they vary so differently between tribes. But what we can say about morals is that most postmodern tribalistics associate themselves with a tribe that shares the same morals, or else they develop their set of morals based on the morals held by their tribe. They may or may not agree with the morals held by members of a different tribe, and as we mentioned earlier, they often believe that their way and their beliefs are superior to others. In postmodern tribalism, people put emphasis on the desirability of strong friendships and community bonds. Their values align more with collectivism than with individualistic society, such as that of the majority of the United States. Postmodern tribalists value the closeness of friends and family and the traditions and customs associated with their tribe. Associating yourself with a tribe provides a sense of security and belongingness. Some people said that they felt lost before they adopted the worldview of postmodern tribalism.
All the kinds of things that we take for granted and we assume are real or fixed, postmodernism actually plays with, satirizes, or just completely deconstructs and says, well, no, these actually aren't necessarily true or inherently true. They are things that we've created as a society or as cultures, and now we just believe to be the truth.
In postmodern tribalism, the difference between what is true and what is false strongly depends on which tribe a person associates themselves with. Their perspective on what is true is shaped largely by the communities or cultures that they find themselves in. What is true for one community may not be true for another. In fact, from a different point of view, it may be completely false. Webster's dictionary defined tribalism as often disapproving loyalty to a tribe or other social group, especially when combined with strong negative feelings for people outside the group. So I would say that one truth many postmodern tribalists believe in would be the notion that their tribe and their beliefs and practices are better than those of other tribes.
The predicament in postmodern tribalism is that everyone can have their own view, so that can mean there is no truth to anything anyone says. Everyone gets their ideas of truth through stories that have been told from their ancestors. These stories have shaped the culture of their people. Because of reality, it is really unknown that the stories have or have not changed throughout the generations they've been told. It's not that each person has their own truth. Each community shapes their own ideas and stories. Each community builds their own truth through their ideas, and they create their own truth of the world. There can be many ideas throughout the world that everyone can question each other. There isn't really anything that can be done about people's untruthful stories being told because their stories have been in the tribes forever. People can't get away with telling stories that are way out of proportion because there's going to be someone there saying that's not right, and that might not be something that could actually happen. The only thing keeping these stories ethical is people testing each other's ideas. People make sure that the truths are of possible outcomes and out of reality. Another resolution would be other tribes comparing truths or ideas and maybe joining together to form one tribe, or just living their separate ways. The primary message in this worldview is the connectedness between members of a community, ethnic group, religion, gender, or tribe. Some advantages include having a set of belief systems that allow individuals to feel a sense of belonging with their tribe and other individuals. Another advantage of postmodern tribalism is being able to feel part of a collectivist culture in a very individualistic one such as the United States. One disadvantage that postmodern tribalists may face is confrontation and disagreement. People will have different ideas than one another, and that may cause some problems between members of different tribal groups.
Essentially, to summarize, postmodernism is really more about challenging certain structures rather than being something in and of itself. So no wonder it's so bloody complicated, because nobody can agree on what it actually means. The best way to understand it is to go out and look at postmodern architecture, literature, what else? Probably music. Yeah, that'll work.